It's the Buzz from Top Tier Sports, live from the practice. Yeah, we're good. It's me and Johnny Letters here sitting enjoying our coffees at the practice. It's a good vibe here at the practice. We got the music going on, the team's loose. What was that, Harlow?
Billy just almost took one off the head because he wasn't paying attention.
Yeah,
we would have had our first casualty.
The team is coming off a trio of wins, 12 games unbeaten streak now, Johnny.
Yeah, Bobby, it's been great. And right now, the practice is just fine-tuning skills and just little details right now, which is good to see. And Mike's got a tone set that we're on top, but a lot of people are still gunning for us, and it's a privilege and it's a responsibility of making sure that your practice is perfect and you're doing things the right way in order to stay on top.
No, it's all coming together nicely. I spoke to the kids before the practice, and they know they got 5 more wins to go to finish top of the table, and it's a good vibe. Let's see if we can get Harlow to say a couple of words here.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey, Harlow. What do you think about today?
This is a great start for our practice, a little unstructured. But you'll notice a lot of the D pairings, a lot of the lines are partnered up. Mike has them just working with a pair, just working on some practicing, shooting, passing, just all unstructured. Good way to get some reps in.
I can't hear a word you're saying because of the glass, but I'm trying to read lips and saying that the broadcast is amazing. You guys are doing great, and let's try to win a few more games.
I couldn't hear a thing he said.
Johnny, we'll notice a practice today is a little unstructured. You got the music going on. Nice. First of all, this is the very first Top Tier Sports Buzz, the weekly Buzz now.
Is this a weekly Buzz?
Yeah, it's our podcast now.
Wow, the crowd's going to go crazy for that.
I think they need you. All right, here we go.
Oh no, he just wants the music turned down. It's getting serious now.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody could hear it, but it's
I
nice
like this little balance that they got here. They got the music that was blaring in the dressing room pre-practice, and it was blaring during their sort of warm up and skills sort of session and development, and now it's right down to business and working on systems with Coach Mike Milne. So we're trying to continue to give you different areas of content here, just to sort of go behind the scenes and get you to understand what goes into a full 34-game season and all the details and the ups and downs of the season. But at this point right now, Bobby, just talking about the ups and downs of a season, but for us, it's been an upward trajectory right from the get-go.
A few weeks ago, I said to myself, I wasn't sure if this was a mirage or if this was the real deal. But after playing the last few games and playing as well as we have, I think this is the real deal. We just got to stay focused. Oh, look, Coach Mike said it's now in between the ears. These guys have the skill, and I think they have the desire. Today, the room was pumping just before practice. They're all excited. They want to win this game. They want to win this Kraft Cup, finishing first in the league. So now it's between the ears. Can they play smart and get motivated for every single game, the next 5 games, to put us top of the table?
Yeah, I find that the team overall, we got a lot of, I'm not going to say veterans, but kids that have been there before. Like there's about 7 players on this team that have been a part of the Eastern Conference Championship team that went to the actual city championship.
How long ago was that?
I think it was maybe 5 or 6 years ago, maybe 4, somewhere in and around there. But Coach Mike Milne was at the helm, and you had players like Guilfoyle, you had players like Griffiths, Milne, that were a part of that deep run. So they definitely know what it takes to get to that level, and it just taking steps, trusting the process, and not getting too high, not getting too low. And I think this team has basically shown that in the last few weeks, few months, Bobby.
Yeah, they most certainly have, and so I'm feeling excited about the next little bit. Next on tap is Who do we got? We got Lee Side, playoff team.
Yeah, we got Leaside on Monday, and you know what? They're fighting for playoff position. They want to try to finish as higher as possible to make sure that they have a favorable first-round seed. So it's not by no means going to be an easy game. They've always played us tough. Remember that 2-2 game that we had against them? And the game that we beat them last time, they had some key players that were sick. So they had a depleted lineup on that game. So I suspect Monday's game is going to be quite the game, and I think Leaside's going to come out playing, but I also think that we're going to respond as well because Coach Mike has these guys dialed in right now. He can feel it, coaching staff can feel it, and the players can certainly feel it.
Yeah, no doubt. And we were dialed in last night too. We had a couple beers in the broadcast. I think that should be, and people might not know this, but they're like a little ledge right behind the broadcast area, perfect for beers, probably designed for that. So
I cannot confirm or deny, Bobby.
I don't think we'll be the only ones having beer next time. Friday night, every Friday night at the arena, I think it's beer night as we get ready for the playoffs. So I like that. I think it's working. Last time we tried this podcast and it didn't really work, but now it seems to be recording. So I think we're good.
Yeah, we had about 20 minutes of content that went for naught, right?
We just have to be extremely entertaining if anybody's going to give a shit about this at all.
Practice is looking like a lot more skill development than getting the kids to work on their edges. And you know what? Now that we have a lot of practice time, we don't have a lot more conflicts after the Monday game against Leaside. We don't have any more practice conflicts, I don't think. So we'll definitely be able to get a lot of practice in. And it'll be interesting to see what Coach Mike's going to be working on and the details in the game that he's going to be trying to work on with his team.
Last practice, Mike was an angry man.
He was.
Holy moly, was he pissed.
He was.
A little more jolly today.
Well, again, as a coach, like as former coaches ourselves, we can see when our kids are getting complacent. We can see when our kids are sort of like not dialed in and getting ready and taking their reps and practice seriously. And, like being great means doing practice the right way. And a lot of times, and like as I'm talking right now, Coach Mike Milne is really animated on the side here on the benches, getting these kids to sort of pick up the pace.
So let's talk about who's on fire right now.
Fraser is on fire.
Yeah, let's talk about, Fraser's on fire.
I like Fraser's game, and I think what Fraser's been able to do is he's got in front of the net. He's driven the net a lot more strong, and I think he's just not trying to be too fancy or too cute. His presence in front of the net has been shown, and he's getting a lot of those garbage goals as well as some of those really nice goals, like the backhander that he scored against Ted Reeve.
He's scoring from everywhere. He's got 7 goals in 3 games. Pucks are flying in from wherever he shoots, so he's on fire right now.
And remember, we were talking about Fraser, how he was kind of on a dry spell for before those goals, Bobby, that were coming in bunches. But again, hockey is a funny thing. Sometimes you're hot, sometimes you're cold, but he was playing consistent in the right way.
Yeah, I'm going to call him LA. He's an LA Fire right now.
LA Fire. Oh, boy.
So that's not so good. Anyway, who's next on fire? Who else on fire right now?
I think Tater's just always consistently been on fire, but I really like the fact that he's got a physical edge to his game. Like, he really engages physically. He's really driving that line of Fraser and Guilfoyle as well. But I think Tater definitely is a kid that is, the skill on the hands on that. But when you have a skilled player that also has the work ethic, that's special to have. What do you think, Bobby?
I know I couldn't agree. That kid, that whole combo of him and Fraser really been setting things on fire. And my third on fire for the week is the goaltending tandem.
That's a good call.
Back-to-back shutouts. Of course, not a great team, but to shut out Vaughn and really be steady back-to-back. The goaltending needs to be super steady, and I will put them on the on fire category.
And I love the dynamic between the two, between Sable and Cooper. They're friends, and they encourage each other, and you just see that in their huddles in between periods or before the games, how they're just encouraging each other, how they're just basically talking to each other, make sure that they're dialed in, getting their mental game going. And I think Andy's really picked up his game as well, and played some really good minutes for us and kept us into some tight games, and also made some huge saves when he needed to, right? And Cooper is just showing just the maturity level on his play and how seriously he's taking it. But I think these boys, and I think the whole team just realizes what an opportunity they have right now. And how often do you have these types of opportunities? I know for my kid, in the last 5 years, he's only seen the playoffs twice. And both times basically out in the first round. And both times not even getting a single win.
Speaking of this, playoffs, when we were with the Bruins, we went on an 18-game undefeated streak and lost in the first round.
Yeah.
So you cannot be complacent. All right, John, you got one other for you. Haircut of the week.
Oh, Miles Cooper.
Miles Cooper.
Miles Cooper.
Wow.
Goes for the buzzer.
He went against the trend, and he lost the flow. But since he's lost the flow, he's gained the flow.
But yes, I agree.
Right?
And I was worried for the boy because he's definitely looking at impressing the ladies, right?
Yeah, no
Very
doubt.
handsome-looking young man. Takes after his father and mother,
doubt.
clearly. But he's got a natural curl, Bobby, to his hair.
Yeah.
So a lot of kids, that perm trend that everybody was getting, he's got that natural. So I thought for sure that was going to be his go-to, but he decided to take the number 2 clippers and shave it all off.
It was quite shocking to me, and the team was quite shocked. However, it seems to work for him. So I'm going to give him now even though he's got no flow, I'm going to give him top flow.
Listen, I agree. And also, with playoffs just around the corner, with 5 games remaining in the schedule, what's the team bonding going to be? Are they going to spray paint their heads red and green, or are they going to go Mohawks? They certainly can't grow the playoff mustache or beard. Some of them can't, but the dads will. You said you can do that in 30 minutes, Bobby.
I can grow a mustache before the end of this practice, so I don't have to worry about that right now. Anyway, I don't know what we'll do. Maybe the kids will get the flowless dude and follow Miles. We'll see what they do.
They all get buzz cuts. I don't know. My kid kind of likes that bushy lettuce that flows every day. That just kind of like, I don't know how he sees. I don't know if he can actually see.
Yeah. I took a video of him when they were taking the team photos, and the hair was just in front of his eyes, like a sheep.
Sheepdog, man. He looks like one of those sheepdogs.
Like one of those Greek sheeps in the hills.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, one of those about to be a lamb kebab. So maybe it's part of the old country there. And I miss seeing Billy. I miss seeing Billy Sr. at the game.
Billy Sr. is taking a little bit of a hiatus, partly because of the schedule and where some of the games are and how late they are. But I'm sure he's going to come to the Leaside game. He always loved seeing his grandson play. And in fact, we see a lot of grandparents come out, which is really nice. Must be really special for them, to see their grandkids play. As a parent, I know how great it is, but, grandparents must be double as exciting, right?
I mean, my parents finally figured out how to use YouTube, right? So my dad and mom were watching a game against Vaughan, and I took my parents out to Swiss Chalet yesterday, and we were talking about the game. I'll talk about Swiss Chalet in a moment. So my mom said, we had to turn it off. I go, why? Because you guys were losing 5-0. And I go, Mom, we were winning 5-0. She goes, I thought you guys were the white team. And I go, sometimes we're the white team, and sometimes we're the red team. You just have to figure out which one we were.
See, you got to bring her out. Like, we haven't seen your parents out at all, Bobby. Like, I mean, what's up with that? We gotta get the Portuguese side out.
The 9 o'clock games are complicated for my parents right now.
I get it, but maybe you can just give them a little carrot and say, listen, we're gonna go for a nice dinner to Swiss Chalet.
Yeah, Swiss Chalet, I'm going to tell you this, for those that are watching, and Swiss Chalet, believe it or not, didn't pay me to say this for our viewerships. They got a deal now, 2 can dine for $19.99 and no tax.
No tax.
And you can even get the white meat for the same price. So I took my parents out. How's the practice going? You guys moving?
We got a thumbs up by Marconi.
Yeah.
What athletes these boys, getting a little hydration.
If there was an easy access to the bench, I'd get an interview with the kids, but we can't really get one right now.
We can't. We got this mesh here in front of us, but
yeah,
it's all right.
It doesn't.
It's all right. They're dialed in.
Maybe down a little near the end there, we can get a couple words.
Maybe next time we should bring our skates and sort of like intermingle with the players.
Maybe I can see if Charlie has got a couple words. Hey, Chuck. How's the practice going so far?
I think it's a good practice so far. Good skate going on. A lot of effort. Good puck movement. I think it's going pretty good.
I like the music at the beginning of the practice. Get you guys loose, and you guys feel like you're in a good spot right now.
Yeah, it's a pretty good spot right now. I like this warm-up drill. It's good, gets us going, gets us feeling good, and yeah, I think it's looking
All
good.
right, we'll get you back to the practice. All right, we'll try to do that. We'll try to get some player interviews in between the practice here. And we're trying a new shit. That's pretty good, eh?
It's pretty good. But I think that's what you should do with your parents. Take them out to Swiss Chalet. They wear their Sunday best clothing,
Holy man, you might.
and they come to the NT game. We
So
buy
I-
them some popcorn. Maybe your dad can sort of give us a little bit of how you were as a youngster. I'm sure pretty rambunctious.
I'll tell you in a second here. I'm just gonna fix the camera, but you keep going, Johnny.
So as Bobby's going a few feet away from me here. So talking about Lee's side and the challenge that they're gonna bring, definitely they have some really good players and some good goaltending. They got a really good goaltending tandem, but like I said, I'm gonna expect a really big game from them because the game that we beat them, they were definitely shorthanded, so they should have a stacked team. Tied them once, beat them once, so it's gonna be interesting. And like playing the top team, you always get up for those types of games, right, Bob?
We think we should, right? We should be able to get top of the. We're talking about Forest Hill game.
Talking about the Lee's side now coming up.
Oh, Lee's side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So interesting enough, right? Rewind for a second. The Ice Raiders past 4 games have not beaten the playoff team.
No.
So we can't get caught in that rut. Leaside is a good team, and we need to be up to play them for sure. And they'll be definitely up to play them. I know the coach Derek very well. He'll motivate his squad to play us. I think based on what I've seen the past few games, these kids seem motivated. Practice, they're loose, and at the beginning of it, as the coach let them do their thing, and now they're totally dialed in. I feel good about Leaside. Of course, that'll be on Top Tier Sports on Monday night.
And that's at North Toronto, so again, we got good sight lines. If it was at Leaside Arena, that would be challenging.
Terrible sight
We'd
line.
have to probably do another Forest Hill type of setup.
Yeah, but it'll be great. People will be able to see the game. It'll be awesome, and I think we'll put on a good show. If we put a convincing win against Leaside, and I feel really good about our chances to take it all. We're going back to the Swiss Chalet thing.
Yeah, let's go back to the Swiss Chalet thing. 2 can dine for $19.99, right?
2 can dine for $19.99.
Upgrade on the white to the white meat.
Yeah, and no tax. It's a great deal. So I called my dad. I said, Dad, and it was Friday, and Charlie wasn't at school. So I said, Dad, you want to go to Swiss Chalet? And he was humming and hawing. He goes, I don't know. What's the occasion? I said, there's no occasion. It's lunch. And he goes, he started, Maria, I want to go to Swiss Chalet? Bob's on the phone. And she goes, why are we going to Swiss Chalet? What's happening? And I said, no, he's just going to take us to Swiss Chalet.
I bet you said, tell him to come over here, I'll make him something.
That's what he said. I got Swiss Chalet at home. We can make Swiss Chalet, no problem. So I can make the Swiss Chalet. And I go, no, we're going to go to Swiss Chalet. My dad yells at him, Maria, get dressed. We're going to Swiss Chalet. So they're yelling back and forth at each other.
You're still on the phone.
And I'm still on the phone. My dad's yelling at her. She's yelling back at him. She can't hear very well. She goes, what? Right now? When? He goes, I'm not even ready yet. And he goes, get ready, Maria. We're going to Swiss Chalet. He's going to be here in 15 minutes. Anyway, a little bit yelling back and forth. And we finally got him there. And like I said, it was a great deal. With tips and everything. The seniors get cheap coffees or something like that. And, my dad walked in there proud. Like he was going to Harbor 60. He walked there and looked around.
Well, you were saying that Swiss Chalet to them is like their
it's
Harbor 60.
It's like Harbor 60.
Yeah.
So the host is going to sit us. My dad goes, the host is going to sit us, and he puts on a deep voice when he's talking to the host. I say like hello, thank you, and it seems very, very formal.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was good to have the old folks out, and I highly recommend it. And I know we're straying a little bit from hockey, but maybe if the team wins the top of the table, we all go to Swiss Chalet.
Well, listen, great value. You said $43, and you were done.
$43. We included 2 coffees and 4 quarter chicken dinners, 2 with white meat.
Can't complain.
I can't complain, man. In fact, right now, I think maybe next time we go for the Swiss instead of the Hunter's
And
Coffee.
we just went for Hunter's Coffee. We got a third so 3 coffees, and I had to indulge myself in a tart because I'm not disciplined like you, Bobby.
Yeah.
$13-14.
For an extra, $6, we get 2 chicken dinners.
That's right.
You can't go wrong. So the boys here are going to do now a small game setup here, where the nets are set up in the zones. You can probably see it on the YouTube here. We're trying to see. We're not moving around too much. We don't want to give away all our secrets. But it looks like the coach is going for a bit of a fun practice here. Small game, small area game.
It's a good drill because it makes you basically make decisions really quick. And that's really the objective here is making quick decisions in tight spaces.
And gives a little bit of competitive juices. The kids always like to compete against each other, right? I think their best competition right now is each other, pushing each other to do better and to win games. So this is pretty good. You know what, Johnny? I think we need to find some guests. If we're going to do this every week, every Saturday, we need to find someone to join us here.
Now, are you talking about guests like that are in the parent group, or are we talking outside the
like
guests?
Olivia Chow. And why the hell she got the 6.5% increase in the property tax?
6.9. We already got 7 last year. I really
we
want
got
to know.
9.5 last year.
It was a 9.5.
Yeah. So I'd like her to come here, Olivia Chow, as part of our Top Tier Sports guests.
It's a good thing our boys just only have 3 more years of hockey, because we could save some of that money, buddy, just to pay our taxes in this city.
We can save the hockey money and we go to Greece for a month.
You could definitely do Greece for a month.
Right?
I'd host you, no problem. As long as on the return flight we head to Portugal.
I'm in. Portugal's nice.
Portugal's really nice. Did you know that Portugal is one of the top 10 retirement destinations?
Yeah. And it's very friendly tax-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you get golden visa there now too.
My brother-in-law is Portuguese, so I'm thinking about what I'm going to do in my retirement years.
And it's closer than Greece.
It is 6-hour flight.
Yeah, and you can hop to go to Greece, no problem, in 3.5 hours.
No problem.
And way less Greeks there.
Way less Greeks, which is not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing.
You get the golden visa, and I think it's cheaper than Greece.
It may just be.
And speaking of vacation, we got the Sables on holidays now, so we're going to be missing Chris and Bradley for 2 games.
Bradley.
Andy and Bradley.
Oh,
Chris is the older kid. Chris played with my son. That's why I always call the kid Chris. So Andy and Bradley will be missing a couple of games here, so they'll be on
just
on
a little
the beach.
recharge, a little mental break, come back, get ready for playoffs.
And the expectation is they'll be watching the broadcast for sure, right? Because what else are you going to be doing when you're on vacation?
Absolutely, you're going to be watching Top Tier Sports. What's better to do down south than watch hockey up in the six, buddy?
Nothing's better to do. So we're trying to figure out too with this whole podcast thing, because I'm not going to edit anything because I don't have those skills. We're looking for the intern, as we mentioned on the chat. So, you know who volunteered? I think Trudy Milne.
Trudy Milne was volunteering. I think that is admirable and commendable of her. One of our biggest fans online.
So Trudy, if you have the skills, the ambition, the desire, you can start a new career at Top Tier Sports as an intern. You're never too old, and we'd love to have you. So please send your application and your resume.
I would like to see what her playlist would be on some of those edits and cuts on the videos.
Yeah. You know, from anywhere from Lawrence Welk to Buddy Holly. I don't know what her music taste would be, but we'd love to have her. You're part of the family. I don't think I've ever met Trudy. Have you?
I have, I think. Yes. She came to one of the games at NT, I believe.
Yeah, so Trudy, if you do come to another game, we definitely want you to come join the broadcast as one of our super fans. And if you come on a Friday night, we'll have a few beers for you, because that's going to be our new thing. I don't know if we have that many Friday night games left at NT, though.
No, it looks like it's Mondays and some Sundays. Now, luckily, tomorrow, Sunday, we don't have a game, so we get to watch some football, buddy.
Yes. Okay. That leads me into our next question. So we have 2 big trophies, professional trophies. It's the Super Bowl or the Stanley Cup. Which trophy is harder to win?
You're asking me this question?
I'm asking you this question. Of course, the fans can. If you as
100%
fans,
the Stanley Cup. 100%. And you're playing 82 games of a marathon just to get in the playoffs. There's so much parity in the NHL just to begin with, that from 1st to 9th, 9th being the last team that doesn't make the playoffs in that conference, it's a grind. It doesn't separate by many points. And then on top of that, you got to win 16 games. And you're playing every other game and you're traveling, right? It's and it's physical. You're playing inside a box. You can't even escape the physicality, the mental toughness it takes. It's a grind.
I'm going to try to take the other side if I can, but it's very difficult for me. I think the Super Bowl is a super difficult trophy to win. If you look at, it's only a 16-game season or 17-game season, I understand that part. Every game is critical. You cannot take any time off at all.
A lot of pressure, too.
Such a strategic game. You know, you're relying a lot on the coaching staff to come up with the right plays. You're relying on, it's really about the coach, the GM, and the quarterback all got to click at the same time. You make a critical error, you lose the game. I'm just going to play devil's advocate. I'm going to take the Super Bowl. So what I want our fans that are listening, maybe 3 or 4 people, put in the comments. We're going to take a vote, and the majority, whoever wins, will win a trip to Vegas. Who's courtesy of Top Tier Sports? No, Johnny, you know what? I'm thinking big. You're thinking small now. We got to think big. Eventually, this is going to be, you know what? We're going to look back at the humble years.
Yes.
We're going to look back at the humble years when we first started this whole thing and say, remember when we were small with just a few listeners, and now we're like an affiliate of NBC, ESPN, one of those things, and they're called. We're going to be like the Peyton broadcast. We're kind of the alternative broadcast. It's just a matter of time, Johnny. This is how you're going to pay for your retirement.
Bobby, if it happens, you're a genius.
I'm a genius,
and I got to thank you.
We're gonna ride this thing together, and this is how we're gonna retire. I think. I don't know. I'm not sure yet.
It'd be good. Can you imagine just us, just leaving it all behind, going Top Tier Sports to Portugal, being on a beach? People are like, "How did you get so, whatever?" We decided to grow a YouTube channel for minor hockey.
You grow it doesn't have to be hockey. It could dart out to baseball, football, whatever it is. You're going to have the main broadcast, and we're going to be the alternative broadcast.
Can you imagine we start doing broadcasts for all GTHL teams, and we become the modern day Bob Cole, Harry Neal?
Interesting. I met a guy.
We also got to include Darcy, even though he decided to ditch us today for.
Well, Darcy has the Kit Kats. We have to have Darcy.
I think soon we got to sit down with Nestle and sort of talk contract here, because I think Darcy's been saying that sales have gone up, and you kind of have to put 2 and 2 together. Kit Kat player of the game, increased sales with Kit Kats.
Yeah,
I see the correlation there.
I've seen massive market share. I've heard about the massive market share increase. I think the stock is up at least 8% or something like that.
I think Darce got even given a little bit of a pay upgrade.
Yeah, Darce got a bump and a bonus, and we're sitting here drinking coffees
in a cold rink. Yep. Well, he allegedly is taking his daughter to hockey today.
Right.
Allegedly.
And I heard that Nestle even gave him a golf club membership at St. George's because of this whole boom with Kit Kat. The whole Kit Kat thing is a phenomenon that's unbelievable. So don't mistake in his quietness. His quietness is really cunning.
I found it funny. We're seeing Harlow right here in front of the bench, taking a little sip of water and hydrating here.
Let's talk to Harlow for a second here. Hey, Harlow. We're doing the first Buzz podcast here. How's the practice going so far?
That's going pretty good. A little more tiring than usual.
Yeah, all right. You had a good game yesterday, Harlow. 3 or 4 shots on net, and nice and low. So keep that up, bud.
Yeah, thank you so much. I've been wanting to get more shots on net.
All right, good work, man. You the man.
Did Harlow surprisingly say that he was tired?
Is he tired?
Did he say that in the interview? I didn't hear.
I don't know. No, I don't think he said he's tired. I think he said it's a good practice today.
It's good.
And
Funny thing,
good.
I had to laugh at Harlow in the dying seconds of the third period against the Willowdale team. We were pretty good and pretty disciplined on penalties, and he takes one, and I yell out and said, Harlow, it's about what took you so long. And I think he chirped me back and said, I know, right? It was a while, or something to that effect. But we've been talking about this kid is a very physical defenseman. He likes to take the body, but whoa, bar down, Raposo. He doesn't score that often in the practice here. Nice job. Charlie. So as punishment, if you lose this 2-on-2 battle, the other two kids have to skate, and Mike just wants to see a little bit more effort in that. But Harlow, like I was saying, he needs to be one of those players where he can try to goat people into taking penalties, towards him, right? That should be his game moving forward. Sort of grind it on the corners, be a little bit of a pest, rub guys out, frustrate them a little bit in front of the net. Don't take that penalty. Let them take that penalty. I think that would help us tremendously.
I agree. He plays with that edge. This is why he gets the odd penalty. Roughings. What did he get a penalty for? Roughing or something?
Yes, it was roughing.
Yeah, he doesn't take the tripping penalties and stuff
No,
like
he
that.
just goes with the bruiser penalties.
Yeah, that's okay.
Slashing, roughing. I'm going to punch you in the head.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you in a headlock. He's
maybe a future UFC combatant or something like that. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
I'm not sure. So we got to figure out, Johnny, when do we wrap this thing up? How long can people actually listen to this? I'm going to see how long we've been going for. I'm going to do a check.
At least 30 minutes, Bobby.
Probably. We can jabber on for a lot longer, though. So we're at 31 minutes. 31 minutes.
31 minutes. Up to you, my friend.
What do you think of people's tolerance on listening to this stuff?
I don't know. Maybe, with Toronto traffic, it's pretty long. Some people are pretty entertained, listening to the podcast.
All right, that's true. That's true. All right, maybe we got 5 more minutes. Let's finish strong.
Alon keeps complaining about the Allen. The Allen's always like a mess.
Yeah, this could be a good.
Especially trying to get off on Eglinton Road.
This could be a
I
good
avoid
Allen.
it. That's another thing. I love coming to Phil White every Saturdays because from where I live, I don't even touch the highway. Refuse to. I don't care what Waze tells me or Google Maps. I'll take York Mills across Wilson and then come down Bathurst and just take it easy. Be side streets, meander my way through. And it's a good chance to sort of be, my son just sort of talk, not stuck in traffic. I hate that stop and go. And my obviously top favorite is going to NT. I always take the side streets on Duplex and that nice calm drive.
I was going to say the drive for us is super long.
You take the 401?
No, I don't. We just go side streets as well. But it is a good chance for me to kind of hang out with my kid and no one's on the phone. And we talk about whatever it is, hockey. And him and I, we've been starting to sing country songs.
Is that right?
Yeah. One of our favorite one is Beer Never Broke My Heart.
Beer Never Broke My Heart.
Oh, it's a good tune. You got to listen to it.
All right,
Put it on
buddy.
the way home. It's a good,
There's some good country songs, and they've evolved, and it's actually quite good. I just finished Yellowstone.
Good?
I loved it.
I never seen it.
Loved it. I never watched it, but I decided finally over the holidays I wanted to find something to watch, and I ended up watching Yellowstone, and I thought it was.
You started on the holidays and finished already?
I finished already, yeah.
5 seasons?
5 seasons. It was
Shit.
It was that good.
Wow. I've been watching. Who else can we have a couple conversations here with? Who's the chatty guy here, Johnny? That we can.
Well,
while
I
they're
think
taking a
right
little
now,
break?
Mike Milne's barked a couple of times, and
So maybe we shouldn't.
they might bark. He might bark at us. What are you doing?
What are you doing
Stop
distracting these
talking to my
guys?
players.
All right, we'll do. Landman's good. I started.
Let me ask you. The drives with Charlie. Like, how excited is he about the season? Like, what's he saying about being first place and just winning all these games? He must be having a lot of fun because I know Billy is.
Yeah, he totally likes the vibe. We always on the way to the games, because I'm preparing for the broadcast and everything. He's checking the stats on Game Time or on DTHL Game Time. It's called Game Day. Whatever, he's checking the standings and all that stuff, right?
DTHL standings, yeah.
Yeah, so he's checking the standings, how many games we got left, how many games the opponents got left, who they're going to play. So we kind of do a little bit of that. And he's really pumped. He said yesterday, he goes, Dad, this is the first time we can win a chip. He's never won a championship. And my oldest son never won a championship either. He goes, he's going to bring the first championship to the Raposo household.
Yeah.
We'd be the big in the streets of Portugal.
And Charlie's experience with losing in the first round after going undefeated 18 games, I think he can definitely bring that sort of experience to the team. Again, like we said, the 7 players that have been there before, and the excitement of some players that have just come onto the team, like Billy as well.
Yeah.
Super pumped, right? And I think some of the changes that Coach Mike has made has really like changed the whole dynamic. You got a lot of hardworking players throughout the whole lineup now. You got players starting to believe from top to bottom, and it's really nice to see.
No, it's good. It's good. Well, I think this has been a good convo today.
Yeah, I liked it.
You know, we'll see how this thing goes.
We'll find out. We'll find out on Monday what people think.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, maybe we'll get an opinion. Maybe we don't. Maybe Alon will listen to it on the Allen. I'm not sure. And anyway, we'll watch the rest of the practice here in silent mode. Appreciate you guys listening. If you like it, put some comments. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. You're not going to get any secrets here on the team. It's sort of just a light-hearted, entertaining thing. And we're still looking for a sponsorship. We still have some sponsorship inventory left for this.
Yeah, we got to set up the interview with Trudy Milne.
Yeah, the interview with Trudy Milne.
Just show up. You're hired.
You're hired, Trudy. You're on the broadcast team, the start of a new career. And Lightning. All right, Johnny, we will safe drive home. We'll finish the rest of the practice. We'll see you rinkside against Leaside on Monday night. It's going to be a good one. Make sure you stay tuned for that one.
Thanks, Bobby. That was a lot of fun, buddy.
All right, a lot of fun. All right, see you.